From an evolutionary standpoint, the golden child was an incredible survival strategy. By becoming the high performer, you were essentially guaranteeing your place in the pack. But that strategy was designed for childhood, not adult survival. Here are the 7 ways your brain was rewired for chronic stress, and the 2-minute exercise that finally shuts off that achiever alarm so you can finally relax. When you were young, you didn't realize you were being managed. You just knew that when you hit the mark, you got the dopamine hit of safety. You learned a binary equation. Performance equals protection. Your nervous system adapted to this. You didn't just learn to study hard, you learned that your literal survival depended on it. Now, years later, your brain is still scanning the room for the next test it needs to pass to stay safe. 1. The achievement addiction. We don't do things because we love them. We do them to avoid the silence of not being productive. That hit of dopamine you get from crossing off a task, it's not satisfaction, it's a fix. You aren't working for your goals, you're working to keep the anxiety of being nothing at bay. 2. The yes trap. You're a biological expert at reading micro-expressions to see if you've disappointed someone. You've become so good at predicting others' needs that you've lost the ability to assert your own. You think a boundary is a weapon, when really it's just a way to keep your own energy in your own body. 3. The fear of being found out. You've spent your life wearing the mask of the capable one. Underneath, there is a constant, low-level hum of terror that today is the day the mask slips and everyone finds out you're just a human being. It's not just imposter syndrome. It's the survival instinct of a child who knows that if the performance ends, the safety goes away. 4. The identity crisis void. If you took away your job title, your grades, and your accomplishments, who would be sitting in that chair? Many of us don't know. We built our entire identity around doing rather than being. I know this feels like a lot to carry, but keep going. We're almost to the 2-minute exercise that starts the actual rewiring process. 5. Chronic burnout. You think you're just working hard. You're not. You're redlining a biological engine that was never meant to run at 100% capacity for decades. You are chronically exhausted because you are running on a fuel source of fear. 6. Boundary paralysis. When you're that exhausted, you'd think you'd start saying no to save energy. But for a golden child, the fear of losing that safe status is even stronger than the fatigue. You treat your own needs as a secondary nuisance. You're so used to being the fixer that you'd rather sacrifice your mental health than risk the social friction of saying, I can't do that. 7. The fear of disappointment. This is the anchor. You will sacrifice your own peace of mind all to avoid the possibility that someone might be disappointed in you for 5 minutes. If you're feeling attacked right now, take a breath. Seriously, stop the video for a second if you need to. It's not your fault you were trained this way. Your brain did exactly what it needed to do to survive childhood. But that survival strategy is now a cage, and it's okay to realize that it doesn't fit anymore. The biology of your brain is plastic. It can change, but you have to stop rewarding the perfect version of yourself. The 2-minute exercise. Next time you have a down day, give yourself explicit permission to do nothing of value. No productivity, no learning, no checking tasks. When the anxiety spikes, and it will, talk to it like a parent would a child. Say out loud, I am safe, even if I don't produce today. I am worthy of rest. It will feel uncomfortable, even dangerous, because it contradicts your childhood programming. But that discomfort, that is just your brain rewiring. You were loved for what you did. Now, you have the work of learning to love yourself for who you are. Which of these 7 hit home the hardest? Drop it in the comments. I'm reading them all.